Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope all you are doing great. I just wanted to kickstart this talk with a life update. In exactly 1 month's time, I'm going to be turning 30. Yes, getting really old really fast. And, there is something about reaching 30 that, really overwhelms you, right? You start to ponder about the really tough questions of life. What are my values? What are my ambitions, goals, and what really matters, right? So naturally, when Nisha and the convening team of this event asked me to, talk about what really matters, I thought, it couldn't come at a better time. I'll essentially go to this talk in order to find out the answer to this question for myself. And in the end, we get a TED talk out of it, win-win, right? So that's good. So, 30 is a very, you know, मजेदार किस्म का वक्त है 30 साल की उम्र। 10 साल के जब होते हो आप, तो आपको कुछ पता ही नहीं होता। 20 साल के होते हो जब आप, तो you are just to having want to have so much more fun, you want to explore things. So 30 is the time things really start to get serious. And essentially, I have been really struggling with this question for the past 1.5 month, as the looming 3-0 comes nearby. And just for the preparation of my talk, I went back to the drawing board and I started to recount what happened in the last decade of my life. You see, the last decade of my life was primarily spent on working on an idea with two of my best friends, Qasim and Uzaifa. In 2015, while I was a sophomore at LUMS, we started this initiative called Risk, whereby we were really taken aback by the extent of hunger on one end and the extent of food wastage on the other. It's just so happened that all three of us had very philanthropic backgrounds as well. So the will to do social welfare and social good was kind of like innately intertwined within us. Uzaifa's mother, in particular, had been running a soup kitchen at her home for the past 30 years. So we had been brought up in that atmosphere as well. So what did we do about it? We just, did the first illogical step that came to our mind. We went and made a Facebook page. We went to MS Paint and wrote Risk, took a screenshot and put it online. And we shot out our numbers over there. And the numbers, and we put on the status that if anybody has food left over in Lahore, do not waste it, just call us. Overnight, that page had went viral. Next day, we got inundated with calls, and a very beautiful journey started where we started bunking our classes to actually go around Lahore to collect food. And over the, fast forward next 10 years, this journey that started from a very volunteer based movement actually grew into an organization that is aggressively fighting food insecurity through multiple formats, from interventions in agriculture and livestock to industrial kitchens to research and policy to education and advocacy, you name it. 10 years back, I would not have thought that this would happen. This naturally happened, and I'm very grateful about it. But if you were to ask me what's the biggest lesson from this past 10 years of journey, it isn't about how to make an organization. It isn't about how you work with people. It isn't about how you scale an organization. It is perhaps something way more fundamental. And that is that I understood the meaning of risk by working for risk. You know, the word risk is conventionally very misconstrued. It is thought of as food or livelihood. But if you translate it from Arabic, it means sustenance. What is sustenance? Anything that sustains you, anything that keeps you alive, anything that makes you thrive. So, in that way, your relationships, your knowledge, your izzat, your voice, we were talking about the capacity to listen and the capacity to speak. All of that is your risk. And now the real curveball actually now comes. Almost all of us have heard this old adage in our homes growing up from our dada dadi or nana nani or even our parents that risk zaya nahi karte. So that essentially just takes up on a whole new meaning. It's not talking about food. It's talking about your knowledge. It's talking about your relationships. It's talking about your voice. It's talking about your capacity to stand and take a stand for truth. All of that. All of that, वो चीज़ें ज़ाया नहीं करते. That is something that is not to be wasted, right? But take a step back. Risk zaya nahi karte. The other fundamental word. So we already understood what risk is. Risk is something way more than just food. It is something that sustains you. We take a step back and understand what it means by actually to waste. Zaya karna kya hota hai? Dictionaries, if you look up to dictionaries, you would see that somewhat definitions being given as to expend carelessly, extravagantly, or to no purpose. That's what it is. Essentially, anything when it is not utilized to its intended purpose or not to its full potential, it's wasted. And we waste about in our everyday. You know, broken promises is a waste of your word. Um, Not investing in your relationships is a waste of the time and waste of other people's energy as well. So it all goes in that particular vein, right? So wastage is a lot more. And essentially, you also need to realize we all think almost all of us want to reach our full potential, right? But how would you actually go about doing that? You know, in one way, a human is just like a machine. The output it generates is dependent upon the input it intakes. And what is your input? Your input is your risk. What you're eating, what you're consuming, what you're hearing, what you're reading. If that is of a low quality, evidently your potential will be of a very low quality. Your output will be of a very low quality. So you need to constantly scrutinize and see what are you consuming and essentially what are you actually doing. So in a way, the potential of the concept of risk is actually to help you reach your own potential. That is what the potential of risk as a concept is. But we waste our risk every day and essentially we waste ourselves a little by little every day as well. You know, taking a one step further back, जब इतनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें समझ आ गई हो, कुछ confusion सी होगी, just started to ask other, very puzzling questions. So, how do we actually waste risk, right? So, that's naturally the next question that comes. How do you waste risk? So, over the past 10 years, I think I've boiled it down to three main reasons, right? Maybe, there are more, but I think these are the three that really, really speak to me. First thing is through concentration. Zakhira karna. There's a very beautiful poem by Baba Bulle Shah. He says कि वेख बंदिया वेख ते सही आसमाना ते उड़दे पंछी वेख ते सही की करदे ने नाओ करदे रिस्क दखीरा नाओ भुखे मरदे ने कदी किसी ने उड़दे पंछी भुखे मरदे वेखे ने बंदा ही करदा रिस्क दखीरा बंदा ही भुखे मरदे ने right so loosely translating, has anybody seen the birds in the sky actually going hungry? No, they're because they're not concentrating on their risk, they're not concentrating on their food. Vis-a-vis, it's humans that are actually, you can see, dying out of hunger because they are the people who are actually concentrating their risk and hunger. And in one particular way, this is, right? The resource pool, the collective resource pool that we have might have the potential to feed millions or might have the potential to sustain millions. But the day it is concentrated, it loses all its potential. And it's not just to food. Knowledge concentrated gives you pride. Wealth concentrated gives you greed. Even if water collects in one point, it goes foul. So it's something that is equivalent, that can be seen across all nature, right? So concentration is a very big aspect of why we waste our risk and in a sense our potential as well. Second thing, adulteration, मिलावट. दूध के अंदर पानी की मिसाल तो हम सबको ही पता है. दूध की पोटेंसी तो खत्म होगी ना जब पानी मिल गया. लॉरी तो वैसे ही बड़े मशहूर हैं, उनको गोश्त के अंदर बड़ी-बड़ी चीज़ें खिलाई जाती हैं, तो उसकी भी पोटेंसी खत्म होगी. So adulteration is a very, very key thing that essentially inhibits you from reaching your potential. And, it's evident. Our knowledge is being adulterated day by day. Our food is being adulterated day by day. Our consumption pattern has changed that we are a more of a fast food generation than an organic generation, right? So what are we consuming? What are we eating? People say we eat plastic and essentially, we become plastic as well in that regard. You are what you eat, right? So adulteration is the second big resultant of, why we waste ourselves and waste food. And the third and perhaps most importantly is just apathy and ingratitude. There when I was researching upon this, I stumbled upon a hadith Qudsi, which I translate, and it says, and it says that, O son of Adam, O son of Adam, if you are content with what I have given you, I will bring your heart peace, and you will be praised by me. If you're content with what I have given you, you will be given heart's peace and you will be praised by me. But if you're not content with what I have given you, I will let the world loose on you like animals and you'll run after it and still not get more than I originally ordained for you. O son of Adam, I created the heavens and the earth. Was it so difficult for me to send a loaf of bread your way? O son of Adam, do not ask me for tomorrow's sustenance, just as I do not ask you for tomorrow's deeds. O son of Adam, I love you, so by my right over you, love me. Right? It's a very powerful hadith. And it just shows you that gratitude goes a very long way. It also shows you that risk is ordained, risk is already decided. So you're going to get it no matter what. The only thing that you can do is choose whether or not to waste it, whether or not to actually utilize it to its full potential. Okay? So that's the key thing in that particular vein as well. And even if you do not see it from a religious perspective, gratitude is linked with a lot of things. Gratitude is linked with depression, gratitude is linked with your chances of success in your career, and everything in that regard. So that is a very big concept, very big reason why we waste our risk, because we are particularly ungrateful. And you're standing here, I'm not going to pretend to be a saint. I have not mastered the art of not wasting risk. I wasted my risk a lot, be it in the form of morsels left on my plate, be it on not taking my relationships my taking my relationships for granted, be it, you know, just not giving an advice to people at times, withholding my own knowledge, refusing to share what has been given to me. But I believe as I look forward to the next 10 years of my life, as I go on to year number 40, go on to 40, I think these are the lessons that I would want to take. And these are the lessons that I want you to take as well. That if all of us want to reach our true potential, it starts with actually recognizing what resources that you have. It starts by actually recognizing the risk that you have, and just make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to waste it. You're not going to waste your word. You're not going to waste your deeds. You're not going to waste your food, not your knowledge, neither your relationships. Because if you're able to encapsulate all of that, I kid you not, you will go beyond your potential. So, with that in mind, I just ask you this, and one other way, one other reason to get on this TED talk was actually to say this online, because I know it will go online, and essentially it will hold me accountable as well till I get 40. So I believe that these are the key lessons, and I hope that just taking this thing to mind, that your risk को ज़ाया नहीं करना, and I hope that you understood in a new light and take this forward as you go on into your own lives as well. Thank you so much.